Hi guys, it's Carol again. Today we're gonna do another butterfly. I am in love with this mold, you guys. This is one I got on Temu. I'm in love with this mold, and I know it's not gonna last me very long because I've made 3 of these so far, and I know because of these little butterflies that stick up, it probably won't last long, but I only paid like $3.50 for it, I think, on Temu. I got one of those special deal things, so I went ahead and got it because I've been wanting it forever, and man, am I glad that I got this mold. I made one last night, actually. I played around a little bit with my resin, and I decided to make one, and this is what I did, because the first 2, I made one for my son, and it had some of his wedding flowers in it. So I made it for him and his wife. And it turned out really beautiful in the end. I did some extra stuff to it, and it really came out beautiful. The final butterfly was just gorgeous. And then I made another one, which went to my friend Kim. And I've got to get another one in my store. So I haven't sold any yet, but I didn't have the first one. I haven't sold any in my Etsy store because I didn't have the first one in there very long, maybe a day or so. Anyway, this one will be going into my Etsy shop. And I've got to show you guys the decals that I used on this. They really are beautiful. I bought a set on Amazon, and these are them. They're a little different than the other ones that I buy, but the thing I like about these is they don't have that same smell as the other ones do. It's not that the other ones are terrible or awful, but it's a strong smell when you first open up the package, and it kind of bugs me a little bit. So anyway, it's got some different ones in here, and I think it came with like 6. Let's see, more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think 8 of these sheets, and there's, like I said, there's different ones. There's like 3 different styles, and so you get a few of each style. The one that I used on this butterfly was this one here. And then the one we're going to use today actually has the music notes behind it. We're going to use this. And I already cut it out. And here's why. The cutting out process can take a bit of time. And so I didn't want to spend a lot of time cutting. But the way that I did it, just to make it easy for you guys, is I took the mold and I sat it on top of, let's grab a sheet here. I just sat it on top and decided kind of where I wanted the flowers to be, like this. And actually, I kind of like this better than this. I mean, I will use this one, but you know, no, we're gonna go ahead and do this one. We're gonna do the music notes. I've already cut it out. I don't wanna waste your time. But look at all these beautiful ones. I like the ones with the handwriting behind them. That just is something that I really like in these decals. So yeah, so you just put it on there, and then don't cut them out for this side, you guys. Only do it to the edge of this right wing, because you can't put the mold in this side with all of these butterflies here. So you have to do something different to this side or leave this side clear. Either way is fine. You can see I did actually put a little piece of a decal there and there. And then I added these little rhinestones at the top, and it looks beautiful. And it's clear, and the bottom I left it that frosted look, because the bottom of this mold makes it frosted. So that's why I do it using this side as the top, because I like my top to be shiny. So and then the frosted, actually I figured out from doing this one, makes these butterflies show up better. what I want to do with one is I do want to do one that, now this one, it like didn't touch on the bottom right back in here. So it's clear down here at the bottom, but that's okay. I don't have a problem with that. But anyway, where was I going? Oh, I want to do one with like purple resin over here and like give it that ombre effect. I think that would be really pretty. And then moving into the flowers on this side. I kind of wanted to do that with this one, and I will decide as we go and as time permits if I'm going to do that or not. But yeah, so I just draw it on there, and then I cut it out way inside the black line. So I had to use a marker. I used a permanent marker, drew it around, and cut probably a good 1/8 of an inch inside of that line. And you'll have to continue cutting here and there till you get it where it will go inside of the mold. So you just cut here, cut there, and that's why I didn't want to do that on camera. You guys all know how to cut something out, and you just have to make it fit. You have to work with it to make it fit. So, so that's how this one turned out, and I am just thrilled with this butterfly, you guys. I am thrilled. And then I used one of my little tails that that Sherry gave me. I'm almost out of these now. I think I'm not using one of those for this one today because I think I might only have 1 or 2 of the AB tails left. And so I'm kind of trying to save those for something else. I've been using those like crazy. Everybody loves them. And I've used them a lot in my hearts and stuff. And then, of course, you can see I used that gorgeous, gorgeous 6mm rhinestone chain around the edge. So I am excited about this mold. I'm excited about these butterflies. And I just think they are amazing. And look at, that's kind of what it looks like, sort of clear with just the white behind it. Isn't that gorgeous? Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So I'll put pictures on the back end of this one as well, so that you guys can really get a look-see as to what it looks like up close. But for now, I'm going to real quick, I'm going to read a inspirational quote, and trust me, it's a real quick one, and it says, "In a world where you can be anything, be kind." For me, that's the most important thing to do and to be. And so I try to make sure that I am always kind to people. So let's try and do that, you guys. You'll see in my house, if you were to walk around my house, there's a lot of things that say be kind. Because my husband makes me stuff. He knows that is my favorite saying. I always say it to the girls at work, you know, the young girls and stuff. When they get a little irritable or something, I just look at them and I can say, be kind, remember to be kind. And they look at me and they smile, they laugh at me, they think I'm silly, but you know what? It makes a difference. So I say it to everyone no matter what. And if they don't like it, that's okay. So anyway, what we're going to do, and then I have my rhinestone picker. I have a few toothpicks here. I have my filigree corner for the hanger. We have our cutout for the inside. And I have my Let's Resin. My friend Kim sent me some Let's Resin, so now I have some to use. I was completely out, and boy, let me tell you, I was having withdrawals, I think, you guys, because I couldn't do anything with resin. I had little drops of resin in a couple of bottles that I still had of the stuff I get from Temu, and that was it. And so I had to stop and make a couple of other things, but I'm really, really, really enjoying the resin right now, so I hope you guys don't mind. I have very little of my rhinestone chain left. This is all I have left. Kim, I went crazy with this stuff. I've used it on some hearts, and I've used it on all of the butterflies, these butterflies that I've made. So 3 of them so far. So this is my 4th butterfly, and this may be the last one that I get. I might get one more butterfly out of this. I'm hoping to get one more butterfly out of it, so that I can do, I have one more that I want to do. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed. So the first thing that we're going to do, and I know you guys, I've made a video on this before, so you can go and check out that video as well. First thing we're going to do though is we're going to line the bottom with resin. So I just take this and I kind of go between my little butterflies. Try not to let it splash up too high on those butterflies. I did find on the last one that I did, I guess I got some of the resin up a little higher, and I had these little like, what do you call them? Oh, the things that grow in caves and kind of hang down, stalactites or stalagmites. I don't know what they're called. Anyway, so it looked like those kind of sticking up off of it, and I couldn't figure out why they were there, and I realized it was because I had, you know, sort of like lifted up my resin bottle and hit those little butterflies, and it raised the resin up. So that it was sort of, well, creating those little spears. So I had to cut all of those off and clean them up and everything, and then of course I did dome the top of it also. And I'm just trying to get a very thin layer. I'm trying to make these a little thinner than the first couple of ones that I made. I think I've kind of got the process down a little bit better so that I can keep them a little bit thin. This one's much, much, much thinner than my other ones were. And I like it a lot better because it's not as heavy. Beauty-wise, they've all been gorgeous, you guys. Every single one of them. I am thrilled. I know I said that already, but I am just absolutely thrilled with this mold. Now I need to find some more molds, and I want to look on Temu first, because really you have to buy clear molds if you're doing resin. Just, you guys, don't buy pink or white or, you know, the darker colored molds, because they're not going to work out well with your UV resin. You're not going to be able to cure your resin properly, and it's going to be a problem. I have my little torch here. I bought a new set of torches. I showed you guys in one of my other videos, and this is one of my new ones. Look how great that works. And I'm just going to quickly go over the top of that, not burning my mold. You guys, I'm being very careful not to burn that mold, because that's what ruins them. If you get them too hot, they will melt, and they will deteriorate way faster than you want them to. I'm just dropping a little bit here. I'm looking around inside here. I want to make sure it's right up against the walls on all parts of this, because I don't want this one, I ended up getting a little bubble in one spot. I was able to cover it up and fix it, but I don't want bubbles. I don't want, you know, dips and things like that. So I'm trying to be very, very careful with this, so that I don't do that. And I'm going to put it under my lamp for 90 seconds, and then I'm going to go another 90 seconds, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I did it 90 seconds 2 times on the top, and I did 90 seconds turning my my UV lamp upside down and setting this part on the bottom against the lights so that the bottom could get cured as well. The cure came out really nicely, and I see absolutely no air bubbles in there, so that's awesome. And I'm trying to make sure, I want the bottom of this to stay flat. Try really hard. It's not that easy to do, you guys. It tends to want to bow if you move it or play with it much, especially while it's still warm. So just be careful with that while you're working with it. Now I'm going to take my little decal here, and I'm going to hopefully get it in there just right, as best I can anyway. It's not going to be perfect, and that's okay. I'm going to just push it down on there and rub it, get it to stick. Okay, and then I gotta grab the plastic, and there we go. It comes off really nicely, just like the other ones did. So there you go. See how pretty that is? And so that's going to be inside the resin and completely 100% protected. Now you can see I have a little line right there. What I like to try and do is if I can find something to put in there, like in the resin, to kind of go right here to kind of make the transition a little better, I will do that. And what I'm wondering is I've got these little purple pearls here. And I'm thinking maybe what I could do is put some of those in the resin. It's not going to be that easy. You know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add a little bit of resin right here along that line and over a little bit. And it's okay. It's not going to, even though it's a little bit lumpy right now, it won't be once this is done, because it will, what am I trying to say? It will be covered up with another layer of resin, which is going to even it all out. So it's not going to be a problem. And I've got these little, this package has these little rhinestones and things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these pearls and these little rhinestones and just place them kind of different so you can see them all, and they're kind of going in each direction, different kinds. I mean, there's a whole bunch of different ones in here, and they're very pretty. I've got white pearls. We're going to add some white in there and some round rhinestones. Definitely go with couple of the round ones, and I'm just placing them just however they look, kind of cool and kind of, you know, kind of all over the place, but that's okay. That's kind of what I want them to do. I want them to look kind of off and wonky. That's what I'm going for. And they've got these little round ones that are kind of milky looking. Now I'm not sure how that's going to show up, but we're going to try it anyway. And a little flat pearl. And I think what I want to do is maybe add a little bit of resin on top of that other one. And what I need to do here, need to drop those, get my rhinestone picker, and do this the right way. Let's see, we'll use this little purple one right there, and I'm going to grab a little round white one, put her there, and this way they're just going to be kind of all over, but I think they're going to look really cool. I think this is going to work out and end up looking really, really awesome. Making sure I have enough purple ones in there to kind of keep that purple as the main focus. And I love these rectangle ones. These are super cool. I don't know if my thing's going to hold on to them real well, but we're going to give it a shot. Turn that one that way. And let's see, we've got some more round ones here. I'm just kind of looking at it to see what's going to look good in these different little spots here. Got to make sure though that I have enough. I want to have enough of the purple to go all the way down, and that I'm not using too many of the purple ones up at the top and don't have any left for the bottom. There, that's better. I like that better. Let's see. We'll use another white pearl. And why not put a couple of these little clear ones? I just don't know if these clear ones are going to show up at all, if I'm being honest. Yeah, it looks like it just kind of disappeared in there. These other ones are okay because they have kind of a backing, like a silver backing on them. So they actually show up pretty good. I only have one more of those left. Oh, there's some in here still. Oh, and look, some eensy-weensy little pink ones. You can go right there. Yay! Let's see. Maybe you can go right there. Okay. And I hope you guys can see this. Let's get you up a little bit closer. Can't get this little purple one to pick up. There we go. But if you can't pick it up with the rhinestone picker, then pick it up with your hands. Okay. My picker must have gotten a little bit of resin on it. That's probably what happened. And I'm trying to turn these so that the little holes in the pearls don't show at the top. I think I need to add a little more resin down here because it doesn't seem like they're sticking to the bottom, so that must mean I didn't spread it around very good on the bottom. Okay, do we want one more big one? I think one more big purple pearl down here at the bottom. I really like the effect that I'm getting doing this. It's kind of fun. And we have one more of these rhinestones, so we're going to definitely use that. Well, only if I can get it to turn over and stick to my picker. There we go. Just like that. And a couple more of our little tiny white pearls will be good in there. I don't know why they keep falling off now. I need to rub my picker on some fabric here and get the tip clean. Well, that didn't seem to do any good. There we go. And I feel like that looks really awesome. I'm excited. I just happened to see this out of the corner of my eye, and I thought, you know what, maybe that would be something that would work for the transition space. I wish I had one more of the long rhinestone things, though. Those are pretty cool. I know I've got some here. Hold on, you guys. Okay, I couldn't find any, but that's okay. And I do have one purple rose. And I think I do want to put that in there somewhere. Somewhere sort of where it'll show, but not, I'm covering up that one little rectangle rhinestone that I have. I don't want to do that. I'm not willing to cover that up. I think I'm going to just put that little rose right there. We need a little more resin there. We're going to pop that in right there, and then it kind of goes in with those flowers. So I am very happy with the way this looks. I think I'm going to put this last little pearl. Why not? It's there. We might as well use it, and it's the last one. So I don't see a purpose in leaving it out. I feel like, had I been thinking, I feel like those would be pretty kind of spread around in here. Okay, I'm going to pop this under my light for a minute. I'm going to go 60 seconds, and let's see. I wish I could have found the little containers that I know I've got some more of those other rhinestones. I just am not sure what container I put them in. This is the problem, you guys. I have too many things and not enough clear containers to put them in, and so it makes for being very, very disorganized. And I'm also looking for my bag of goodies that I got from Robin this last time, because it's got some really great stuff in it. And I'm just picking through a couple of things, you guys, while that's sitting there. There we go. Okay, we've got that all set. I'm going to keep that out just in case. This is just another little butterfly. I'm just thinking if I could put that in there somewhere, that would be pretty to add, because it's that purple. It looks kind of pretty right up in there. And what I'm looking for right now is I'm trying to find some purple, some different purple bits and pieces that I can use in there. To sort of place around those other butterflies. These flowers are always pretty in everything. Some of these are pinky and some are purpley. I think that might have been a pink one, I'm not sure. This one's purpley. And I don't want to do this wrong though, you guys. I don't want to mess it up by putting too many weird things in weird places. I don't think I'm gonna do that right now. Let's see. Okay. I'm very happy with the way that this looks. I like that. I like the way that turned out in the middle. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put these back in their little container so that I don't end up losing them. I love these little containers that these come in, and they don't get lost because I do always put these back in their containers. The problem is I put all of my containers like this in one location, and I just don't know which box they're in, and it would take me forever to find that one box. Okay, so now I'm going to keep these aside here. I think I'm probably maybe going to use those. I just pulled this out because it's a glass heart, and I think I can do something really nice with that. So I pulled it out to keep it handy. All right. So next, what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to mix a little bit of resin and Alumilite Translucent Violet. And this is a dye for resin. And it's a translucent dye, so we're only going to make a little bit in the darker purple, and then we're gonna, I don't have another tiny, oh wait, you know what, I do, where did I put it? I do have a tiny one that has actually a little tiny bit of resin in it too, right here, and I don't need anything big like this one, so I'm not going to dirty that one up if I don't have to. And this one already has a little bit of resin in it, but we're gonna put some more. So I want a little bit more of the light violet, and hopefully I don't want to end up with not enough. Then it's a real bummer. We'll put a little more in there. And these dyes, you guys, you have to be very careful with these dyes because they're very potent. And when I say potent, I mean the color is very, very strong. So I'm going to take my toothpick and literally, I don't even know if I've even opened this one yet, so it may not come out as I'm doing this. I don't think this one's been open yet. And thus why there is no ink around the outside of the bottle. Oh, it has been opened. Okay. So we've been very careful with this one. Okay. I'm trying to... Well... Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this a way that I know I won't make a mess. I'm just gonna tap this toothpick literally on the inside of that lid. It doesn't look like there's any stuck to that lid, so there we go. And you can see I have got the littlest, teeniest amount of dye on that you can possibly imagine. It's like smaller than an ant, and I'm even going to wipe some of that off of there. And I'm going to swirl it around, and look at that. You see how much color that gives? Now this is the one that I want to be a little bit darker, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mix this one up. And honestly, I think I'm going to leave it a little bit swirly like that. I kind of like that. I should have thought of that sooner. Okay, so that one's a little swirly. I'm going to use the same pick to mix some into this other container. And I don't have enough on there, so I'll just add the teeniest bits. And then if I want an in-between, I can create an in-between as well. I'm going to throw that pick away because I think that's going to be more than plenty. Because see, that's getting pretty dark already. But I think this is going to be kind of light enough, I hope. It's a little bit lighter than the other. Still a bit darker than I really wanted it, so I'm gonna just add some more resin to thin down the color. And that should be okay. Alright, so there's our purples. Put my lid back on there so we don't end up with a disaster. Okay, so I want it to be, what I want it to do is I want it to be darker on this edge and get kind of lighter as it goes. So the darkest resin, set that aside there, is going to go right on this edge, and I'm just going to pour this swirly concoction right along that edge. And it's hitting the side a little bit. I'll have a couple of those little I thought I just wanted to call them icicles. They look like icicles instead of stalactites or whatever the heck they're called. Okay. So that I'm going to just kind of push up to the edge there. Make a nice clean edge. Just like that. Okay, and then I'm going to take, see, I feel like this is way too dark, so I'm going to put a little bit of that and thin it down. Here, let's use our little spoon. That'll mix it a little bit better. There we go. And that's pretty light, but I really do want it lighter because it's going to transition, you guys. And so you'll see what I mean in just a minute. So as I pour this in, the dark is going to transition with the light. Put a little bit more. And again, this is probably even lighter still. I'll That's okay. That's kind of where I'm going with this. You guys know how the ombre look kind of goes. And I don't know how good of an ombre look I'm going to actually get, but you know what? I'm trying, you guys. I'm just doing the best I can here with what I've got. And then I'm just going clear. And they will sort of transition together again. And clear over on this side. And I'm not going to do this completely on this side. I'm just going to get a nice layer of it here. And I'm going to put it under the lamp. And then I will cover the whole top in clear. But this way, here's what I can do. I'm going to take my little toothpick here, and I am going to kind of swirl some of this sort of out and give it, you know, give it some pizzazz. Give it a little bit of a different look. And you won't see those little swirly lines everywhere, but you'll see them in a few spots. Okay, and I really kind of like that. I think that looks really, really pretty. And then if I feel like I want to add, you know, more of a look, I'm going to put this under my lamp. I want to get this curing before those little swirly lines merge into the rest of it and don't show up. I want those to show. And if I want to see a little bit more of that, then I'll add some more to the next layer. And this one's not going to be super thin because we did that buildup of the pearls and the rhinestones and stuff down the middle, so I have to cover those completely. So that's going to be kind of where we're going right now with this, is to cover up those pearls and things. Okay, so I went ahead, oops, I want to get this out from under this. I went ahead and I mixed a little bit more of the purple, and you can see how dark this is. This is purple, you guys. It's not blue. Right now it's looking blue in my camera, but it's not. It's a deep purple. And I'm just going along the edge of the wall with this, because I want to see more swirls in there. I don't feel like I got enough of the swirly effect. I can see them and they're very pretty, and I may regret doing this. There's There's a chance of that too. I'm hoping I don't regret it. I'm hoping it will do what I think I can get it to do here. So we're going to give it a shot. It doesn't have to be like a perfectly, you know, rounded line at this point. You just need to get it in there and get it up against that wall the way you want it. And see, we still have a whole bunch of that left in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my cap, oh, wrong cap. Darn. Oh no, that's the right one. Okay. Oh, that makes me happy. Because I would have ruined my resin cap if that had been a resin cap. Okay, so now, again, I'm going to add some clear. This time, just clear. Yeah, it's almost impossible not to hit the walls of these little butterflies. I'm finding that out because as much as you're trying not to you have to lift up your bottle as you're squeezing it in there, and it's gonna eventually touch the edges of those butterflies in some spots. It's just gonna happen. Nothing you can do about it. So there's another layer of clear, and now I'm going to take my toothpick and I'm going to make some swirls. Just kind of going through these areas here with the darker purple. I'm even grabbing some right out of the cup here. But I do want you to be able to see those beautiful swirls. I think that looks pretty cool. And you guys can see when I'm doing something like this, sometimes I can get very quiet. Because this is when I'm getting really into it. And I'm trying very hard to get it right. And I just did something cool on that one, and I think I might try this on the other ones if I can. I'm trying to make some little antennas. And I'm sorry if I'm showing my head too much, you guys. Okay, I think I don't want to take this too far and ruin it, so I think I need to know when to stop. And I think that's it. I think that's my stopping point. Okay, and I did get a little bit of purple right here, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna scoop that up if I can. I'm gonna scoop that little bit up. Actually, I can just dump it right there. And I need to get this under the light right now before I end up having it all run over to the other side. Okay, give me just a minute, you guys. Okay, I'm sorry, you guys. I just added a layer of clear over the top of this one more time. I want you guys to know that I did that because you're gonna need to do that extra layer. And that's it for the heat. We're gonna pop this under the lamp one more time, and I'm gonna put it under there for 90 seconds twice on the top, and I'm gonna go 90 seconds twice on the bottom side, and then we get to do the really fun part. Okay, so we've got it all. I added the clear layer over the top, and so we've got it all covered up. The pearls and everything are all covered. And so I'm just trying to let it get a little bit cooled down because it's awfully hot right now. Although I think it'll come out really easily. So you can see how easily that's pulling away from the edges. The only hard part is going to be these butterflies. That's the hardest part to get out, and it feels like you're going to just completely destroy the mold when you do it. And sooner or later it will. Sooner or later what will happen is it will stick to those butterflies and you won't be able to pull it off, and that's when you know that mold has had enough. And the good thing about it is that these resin molds are generally quite expensive, but the ones you get on Temu are not. And so that's the good thing about these molds. They're, you know, you're not losing quite so much money when these die. And I'm going to tell you, they're no worse than the ones that I get on Amazon. So, and you can see how I'm getting these little things that are sticking up around the butterflies. That's because I touched the sides of the butterflies, and I do want to get this out while it's still warm because this process is going to cause the mold to bend slightly, and I want to get this out of here and bend it back into position. So there we go, it's all out, and I'm gonna check this and see how off it is. So you can see there's a bit of wobble, and I'm not gonna worry about touching the top right now because I am gonna be putting another layer of resin over the top. So I'm not super worried about that. And it doesn't have to be perfectly straight. I just want to get it as straight as I can right now while it's still warm. And I did cut off my rhinestone chain. So for the top sections, I do it in 4 sections. I do both bottoms and both tops. For the top sections, I use 19 rhinestones. So you just count 19 and cut it at that. And then at the bottom, it's 11. So that's the way I do it, and it works every time. And so we're good. Now the thing that I want to do now, so you can see right here, you see all those little things sticking up there? We got to get those off of there. So I'm going to take my nippers, and I'm just going to go around and find them all and nip them right off. And I'm not even that worried about having to file them or anything or sand them right now because like I said, I'm going to put another layer of resin over the top of this. And what I try to do when I'm doing that process is I try to get it up to all of the edges and sort of round the edges out. But if I do feel some spaces that I feel like, yeah, that's just like way too lifted, because sometimes you'll feel them and it just feels like really high, you might want to take a little, I will take like a little fingernail file, my little ones for my nails, and I'll use that to just file those little edges. And again, it's not going to hurt it because I am going to put a layer of resin over that, and it's not going to look all white and filed once you put that resin on. The resin is going to clear it right back up, and it's going to look perfect, like you never even sanded it. So it's not going to be a problem, you guys. So I'm just going around and I'm hitting all these spots where I know I've got these little icicles sticking up. And there's a lot of them. There's more on this one than there was on my last one. But that's okay. And there's other ways you can do this stuff, you guys, that's a little less likely to create these. You know, just being more careful, number one. And some people will use like a little spoon to pour the resin in and pour it kind of over the top of the spoon and let it just kind of drizzle in. My problem is I'm always in too much of a hurry to get things done because I'm trying to get a video done. And that adds time to the video, but you know what? So does this. So I may be actually adding more time because I'm having to do this than I would have had I just poured it in a little more carefully. So keep that in mind, you guys. I don't mind doing this. I kind of enjoy it. I'm a weirdo. I kind of enjoy getting all those little edges off. So it doesn't bother me. So we just have like a little lip around the whole thing, and that's okay because that's where I'm going to be putting the resin on and getting right up to that lip and getting that evened out at the top, or actually domed is what I like to do. I like to dome it so that it has a nice finished rounded look. So you can see this edge has quite a bit kind of just sticking up around this section, and I'm just cutting it off. Sometimes, honestly, you guys, your scissors will work better than your nippers do. A lot of people use an X-Acto knife. I have not mastered that process, so I tend to make more gouges in it than I care to have. So I will not use the X-Acto knife around the edges. I'm just not that good at it. But you can see, if I take my scissors, I can actually go around it actually quite a bit easier than even my nippers do. And it's a thin layer of resin. It's almost paper thin, so it's not... I mean, use one of your pairs of scissors that you don't mind, you know, if they get a little bit more dull, or that use a pair of scissors that are already dull. And then you don't have to worry about it. And I think I just had a couple of spots where the resin was sticking up kind of high on the edges. I mean, it's still, there's still a lip there all the way around, even where I cut it. But it's just not a bad, it's not a bad lip. That one edge had like, probably 1/8 of an inch higher than the rest of the lip that's around the rest of this. Okay. Let me get my brush here. Kind of try and sweep that off a little bit. And then we're going to use our E6000 to do the rhinestones around the edges of this. Hold on just a second. Okay. So all I'm going to do with my E6000, like I said, I've got these all cut out. 20, 20, 11, 11. So these are the tops, these are the bottoms. And then I've got just some extra embellishments and things that we're going to be using. And this is hard as a rock now. So whatever wobble I've got left in this is going to stay. The one place that not having it bowed helps is putting on these. And this is all I have left of my rhinestones, you guys. So I don't even have enough to do one more heart. So, or one more butterfly. So I'm kind of heartbroken. Darn it. But that's okay. I'm going to order some. I have to. I have to have more. See what you did, Kim? See what you did? It's okay. I'm so happy you did. I found something that I never had before, and I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And I'm so glad that you sent me those rhinestones. I am so lucky, and I am so blessed, you guys. I've got the best friends in the whole world. And not just because they send me stuff. Trust me, she's a beautiful friend all the way around. As are all of my beautiful friends. I'm just really, really, really blessed. And I'm not putting any glue around the body portion of this. And I would point that out, but I don't want to lift my E6000 bottle to show you. And I'm just going around the whole butterfly except that middle section where the body is. Just like that. Okay, and then all we got to do, we'll start with this big section. And you'll notice I'm not doing the doming on the top yet. I'm waiting until I have all of the rhinestones on and some of the other things done that I want to do. I will, now on the other one, I did add the little rhinestones to the top before I domed it. And I kind of wish I had waited to add those. And the reason being is that then the resin covers the rhinestones and they don't feel to me like they're as sparkly as if they don't have resin over the top of them. So what I need to do is I need to just poke this in here at that edge, and then I can know how close together these rhinestones. Now you could use less rhinestones, you guys, now that I'm saying this. Or you can use your smaller rhinestones. You can use, you know, I've got so many different kinds. You can use these little tiny ones if you want to. Which is what I would go to if I didn't have these. They look beautiful as well. I just like these big ones on these because these are big butterflies and these big rhinestones just look amazing on them. It just, I mean, wow. Just wow. You guys, these are the most beautiful things ever. hopefully you guys got a chance to watch my other video that I put out. It should have come out yesterday. Based on when I plan on getting these videos out. I want to do the other one before this one. I haven't put either of them up yet, but they'll be going up over the weekend. And hopefully you guys loved it. It's the little angel wall plaque. Oh my word, did she ever turn out, or did it ever turn out beautiful? And the little angels that are on it, oh, they are so adorable. The image that I got to use for that. Wow. I need to start putting together some kits again, you guys, so that you guys can just get my images and all the things that I use to make. Now, embellishments, there's always a little bit of a variation, because embellishments, a lot of times I just have small amounts of any given embellishment that I'm using, so I may only have enough of a certain embellishment for one, one item. Now for these, I can't really put together kits because you have to have your own mold, so that would make it impossible. But what I can do is I could even sell these already poured and everything, and then you could embellish them yourselves. But those would be some rather expensive kits, I gotta tell you, because you guys, these butterflies are expensive. If you see it in my shop, it's expensive. And the reason being is it takes a lot of resin. UV resin is not cheap, which those of you who buy it know. And sorry, it's not cheap, and the embellishments that are going into these are not cheap. These rhinestones are, really, really nice rhinestones. So yeah, it would be a pretty expensive kit, so I don't know that they would sell that well because of the expense. So I need to get some more E6000 on this section here. I must not have gotten it on there very well, because I can tell it's not sticking to that edge. And I'm trying to get these rhinestones kind of an even distance apart. But oh my word, are they ever gorgeous. Whoa. Just whoa. And this E6000, you guys, it starts to dry fairly quickly. So just by the time I'm done finagling these rhinestones and things around, it's getting pretty good and stuck. I mean, not that I couldn't just pull it right off, because I can at this point. But stuck enough that they're not gonna like move around too bad while I'm doing other things to the top. So that's why I put these rhinestones on now. Then I'll kind of decorate the top, get the E6000 drying a little bit longer, and then I'll dome everything. And well, actually what I should do is I should dome. No, I'm not even going to do that. I'm going to put the back piece, this piece, on first. And you can see those aren't going anywhere. Look at that, you guys. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. And you can see, let me get my little, it's not a white background, but it's at least a light background. You can see some of the swirling and stuff in the resin on that wing, and it looks blue to me right now, but it's not blue. It's very, very purple, just like the flowers. I just don't know why it looks blue on the camera, but I'm going to fix that when I publish the video. I can fix the color so that it shows up exactly the way it is. And I'm going to pop this. I'm going to leave this like this. I'm going to figure out where I want that to go. I don't want it to stick out behind this butterfly, so that's kind of my point of where my eyeball goes. And this needs to be centered so I can see that back through this butterfly, and I don't want to do that, so I'm going to play around with it. It's got to go right about there. And actually, that looks pretty darn good right there. I think that's perfect. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take, let's see, I need to get, let's see. I'm going to grab this little cup here. It's been used a bit, but that's okay. And I'm going to just drop a droplet of resin in there. Grab my toothpick. And all I'm going to do right now, because I want to get this stuck, and here's what I don't want to do. I don't want to get the resin too much on the back side of this, because the back side has that frosted look and I want it to stay frosted. So what I'm doing here is I'm getting this little bit of resin right here along the edge here. It'll adhere this to those rhinestones, and then I can flip it over and yeah, that's not what I wanted to do there. Okay, I can flip it over and put more resin on the back, but I can control it. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get my resin out of the way, because we don't want the lamp to see the resin, or the resin to see the lamp. And I'm going to pop my lamp over it for a few seconds. I don't really need 60 seconds, but I just want to get it long enough that it stays so I can flip it. That's all. And I think that should be enough for that. And then I'm going to pop it over like that. And so you can see, but see how it's frosted on this side? I don't want to ruin the frosted look. So how am I going to do that? I'm going to be very careful. But I do want resin all the way around. We're going to do it this way. I want resin all the way around both sides of that, and I'm going to very quickly put it under my lamp and let it cure. I took out some leaves just in case I wanted to use them somewhere in this. Okay, so we've got this on there good. I've got my little chain. We're going to go ahead and put that through here, and I did enlarge the holes on this like I do in all of my videos. You can see how I do that in just about any video. I just use my little round plier, put it through the hole, and twist and push until it gets big enough to put the chain through. It usually doesn't take much because they're almost perfect for the chain that I use. You don't want to use this. See, this is a bigger chain. You don't really want to get the really huge ball chain. Get about the medium. I did buy the really, really thin stuff and I wasn't real happy with it. It feels like it's not super, it's too fragile. And for me, that it just didn't seem like it's a nice, it just didn't seem like it's a nice quality. I'm not going to use that. I took that out because I wasn't sure about it, but no, that is not nice enough for this piece. I don't want to use that. I need to use my fancier stuff, and I did find a thing with some of those the rectangle rhinestones and stuff, but I'm going to take that out and keep it closer at hand right here with my other rhinestones. Okay, and the other thing I do have, I did take out my little aluminum roses because I've got some of those in purple. I don't know if I really want to use them on here, but I just wanted to see kind of what they would look like if I was to put a couple of just acrylic and then aluminum roses on the top. I mean, it does look very pretty. They would be pretty maybe up here too on the hanger. They are pretty. Okay, so next we are going to, let's see, what all do I have to do here? Yeah, we're going to go ahead and we're going to pour the resin over the top of this, and we're going to dome the top. So you guys can see from the light kind of where the lip is. All the way around and around each of these little butterflies, you can see it. And that's what I want to take these sharp edges away. And in fact, I think I am going to use one of my little nail files, and I'm going to file. Okay, so I'm just going to take my little nail file here, and I'm just going to sort of gently go over the tops of these little butterflies, just like that. Just to take the sharpness off of the edges a little bit. So they are kind of sharp, and even when I pour that resin over the top, it may not come up close enough to take away that sharpness. And if I do this, I know it's going to come up close enough to the edge that it's going to reach where it needs to reach. So just a little bit. And I pulled that away. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a little bit of resin right there. And I'm going to pop that under my light real quick. I'm going to put resin around the entire rhinestone chain. At some point. I'm not going to leave it just with the E6000. I'm going to dot it all around the back with resin and cure that. And that's long enough to, well, I'm going to pop it upside down real quick. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and we are going to, I did file over the top of these little butterflies a bit, just to get some of the sharp edges off of them. But the resin will take away the look of the filed part. It won't look cloudy like that. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start on this side because this side is less likely to spill over. And we're going to go all the way up to the edge there. Trying not to have it spill over the edge, so we want to be careful. I usually do pretty good with not going over the edge, just using my bottle. I know most people use a stick or something as they do this, and I should. That's not to say I shouldn't, I should. But I've had really good luck with not having too many accidents where it goes over the edge. But where these little butterflies are, that is a harder area to make sure that you don't go over. But what I feel like I do want to do is I think I'm going to go ahead. I'm going right up to the middle there. And I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let this side cure. And that way I don't have to worry about it. I'm going to use my flame real quick to pop any bubbles. And I'm going to put it under my light for 90 seconds. And that way I know that one side is good, it's done. We're going to embellish the center somewhat, so I'm not worried about it having to, you know, too much of a what they call a witness line between the two areas. I'm not real worried about that. So I'm going to go ahead and let the right side get nice and cured. And then I don't have to worry about that. One less thing to worry about, because that left side is the iffy side where you really have to be super careful and try not to let it go over and into those butterflies and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and let that go. I think we're going to use this on this butterfly instead of one of the rhinestone tails. And again, I'm going to use one of these somewhere, I think. I'd really like to have one of my purple ones of these roses, but I might even go with a pink one. I'm okay with mixing pink and purple, so it's kind of one of my favorite combinations of colors. And if I had anything that I could use that was, you know, purple and would do the right, what I want it to do, then I would go for it, but I don't really have anything that I think would be perfect for that. Okay, so we've got that side nice and cured. Look at how beautiful that looks. Nice and glassy. So I'm not going to touch the top of this. This is still warm over here, and I may even still, depending on how these edges feel, I may still dome it one more time after this. So sometimes you have to. Sometimes it just is necessary. So I'm very gently going to go around this side, and I'm going to try and be careful around my butterflies, but I do want it to come right up to that edge because I want it to cover up that where I filed them, where I sanded them. So I do want that to not look like it's just been sanded. And I mean, a lot of people will take this and they'll go and they'll sand it and they'll polish it and they do all that stuff and then do this. And I don't do that because I know that you really don't have to make the resin cover up that sanded section. As long as you get the resin up there and over it, you're fine. You just have to be super careful with your resin. And that is what I'm working very hard to do. And you need to look under your other lamp too, your regular lamp, to make sure you didn't miss a spot, because it's very easy. You think you went over every area. It's very easy to miss a spot and forget that you didn't get to that area yet. Very easy. Happens all the time. Okay, and I went up over the body just to make sure that that body is done as well. And I'm going to use my flame, pop any bubbles, and put it under my lamp again. 90 seconds. And I think we're going to have a very beautiful butterfly. And I'm sorry if this is a long video, you guys. You know, I know I'm always apologizing for that, but there's no getting around it with doing these projects. You have to be able to take your time and do it right. If you don't, you've wasted a whole lot of money and a lot of people's time because you mess up, you know, and it's not worth it to me. I don't have, like a lot of these resin workers have companies that provide them with resin. I do not have that. Now maybe that's my problem. I need to go to these people and start getting them to donate, and I will promote their products. I don't mind doing that if it's a product that I believe in. So that's, and you guys know the Let's Resin and even the Temu products I am very fond of. So I will promote them every day of the week because it is a product that works well for me. I like the way it cures, and I've tried a lot of them before I got to these. Trust me. I'm just cutting some of these off just to see if maybe I might want to use one piece of it or something. I mean, I know it's not purple, but again, I'm okay with that. Okay, so there's that side all nicely resined, so you can see it came out very nicely. Okay, so now to get the center piece looking the way we want it, figure out how we want to do this without covering up all our work that went into the center of this. And I don't want to cover up all my flowers over here either, so that's the other thing. I want to make sure that I get something in there and make it look pretty, but I don't want to cover up all my hard work. I'm looking to find something for the center of this, and I actually took this out first. And this does have some purple in it, so I think this, but it's got gold. It's made with gold trims and stuff, so I don't know. I really didn't want to go with the gold, and that was why I was kind of questioning whether or not I wanted to use this. But again, I'm okay with mixing my metals, you guys. I do it all the time. I'm a mixed metals kind of girl. I'm not as fond of gold as I am of silver as far as colors go. I just always feel like silver, I don't know, I just always, it always seems to come out nicer. Although lately I've been making some of my stuff in gold and it's been coming out amazing. So I can't really say that too much anymore because I've found some really pretty gold bits and pieces to use as well. Sorry you guys, this is hard to cut, this chain, and my nippers do not agree. I don't know. Let's see. That looks very pretty. I need to kind of add to this somehow. I'm thinking some of these aluminum flowers will look really pretty with this rhinestone piece. Oops, where'd it go? Oh my goodness, it just keeps falling through. And I've covered up all those little pearls and things that I put in there. Amazing. Oh well. Oh my word. Guys, I'm just... Maybe if I start with that up there. And end with those. There. There. And let's see. I don't know, I kind of feel like I don't care for the leaf, the lace leaf on there. I think that's what's messing it up for me. So maybe if we just go like this, that looks so pretty in the middle there. let's do that. We're gonna add some resin here. Gonna pop that, whoopsies, right there. Just like that. And I'm gonna put a little bit more right around the edges there of that. And I'm gonna pop that under my lamp. 60 seconds. And then we'll decide if we want to maybe put some of these roses on there or what we want to do, and then finalize it. This would be pretty maybe coming off of it too. In fact, I don't think I'm going to leave it under there too long. We're going to just get it on there. It's not going to fall off now. We're going to add what we need to add to it, and then we'll give it a final zap. At the end. That looks pretty. I've got this flower that I could put sort of between. It kind of gives like a waterfall effect, sort of. Ooh, I love that, you guys. That looks really good. I love it. Like that. And maybe one more right up here. And then I'm just going to drizzle some resin over the top. Yes. And I think that looks gorgeous. It just looks like bits and pieces of stones and flowers, and I think it looks really a little bit artsy. Okay, now what I need to do is get this away from the edge of this. I'll wipe it off. So it doesn't look sloppy. And then if I need to, I'll just put one more layer of resin on that side, on that wing, and we'll be all set. So let's get this up under the lamp for 90 seconds, you guys. Oh, this is going to be so beautiful. Okay, my famous thing that I love to do, I added this and I added this at the same time, and I flooded this section again. I'm sorry, you guys, I do this all the time. And so all it was I flooded this with resin. I laid that down on top there, and then I added my tail to the wing here that I was planning on adding. So that's all I did as far as that is concerned. So I want to look, I'm trying to decide, do I want to put some leaves around these flowers at all? These leaves are so pretty. These big wide leaves. I think they're so pretty. But they take up so much space, and then one isn't enough. But then I can't fit more than one. And I don't know how many plants have a couple of different kinds of leaves, but doesn't that look pretty? Just like that? I feel like it does. I feel like it looks beautiful like that. I feel like I need that third one there, but these two just look really, really pretty. Just like that. I like it. Ugh. Or should I just leave it with these leaves? See, those just don't look as pretty to me. So I'm going to go with a little bit more resin right here. Just a dot. I'm going to put that one there. And I'm going to pop that one sort of under the big one. Just like that. And that's how we're going to do it. And I'm going to put this under my lamp one more time. And we are going to call it a day with this beautiful, beautiful butterfly. We will be all done. These can go back in their bag. These are some more that Robin had sent me, and I just love them. I love now that I have the teeny tiny leaves. I have these medium-sized leaves, and I think I've even got some a little bit bigger, and so now I've got all these different sized leaves that I can use in all my projects. I'm very sad about this, but I'm going to have to see if I can, if my pocketbook can afford it, I'm going to buy me another roll of this. If it can't afford it now, it will afford it in a few weeks, and I can get it then. So, no big deal. I will get some more of this rhinestone chain. It's so beautiful. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. And I never thought I would like the big rhinestones. If I'm being honest, I just didn't think I would love them. But they are so beautiful. And the shine on these, oh my word. It is amazing. And there we go. We have one finished, gorgeous, gorgeous butterfly. Look at that. Oh my word, you guys. Now, again, this one is not going to be cheap in my shop, you guys. I gotta tell you, it's not going to be a cheap buy. So just know that. I do my best, but this is a lot of work. A lot of expensive bits and pieces, and it really is amazing, you guys. This would make the best gift for somebody. Anyway, that's it. It's finished, you guys. I want to say thank you so much for sticking around and watching the entire video if you're still with me. Please make a comment, share the video. Give it a thumbs up, please, you guys. You're helping me so much with those. I know you don't realize how much it matters to YouTube, But YouTube will not share my videos if you guys don't like them. And they need to know that you like them by you taking the time to give it a thumbs up and a comment, or one or the other or something. Then they know, okay, people actually want to see this girl's videos, and they will put me in front of more people. And the times that you guys have done that, when we've kind of done the experiments, it has absolutely worked for me. And there have been times when YouTube starts just going crazy with giving me new views. But then as soon as that goes down again and people don't have the time to do those thumbs ups, then my YouTube backs off of me and sends my viewers to somebody else. So unfortunately, that doesn't help my channel out, and so I don't know what else to do other than to ask you guys, please, please, please give me those thumbs ups if you like the videos. I would appreciate it very, very, very much. So thanks so much, you guys. God bless each and every one of you. I appreciate you so, so, so much. I love you all, and I hope that you guys are full of great blessings over the holidays. Enjoy your family. Have lots and lots of fun. And I'm going to continue doing some videos in the meantime and showing you some of the things that I love and I love to do. And hopefully you guys will try these out or go shopping in my Etsy shop. I've got lots of stuff over there for sale. Lots of my hearts will be going in there by this weekend when this video is put out. So you guys will have lots of stuff to choose from there. So lots of great gifts. Anyway, you guys have a blessed weekend, and take care. Stay safe, stay well, and take care of you first, and remember to be kind. Thanks a lot, you guys. God bless. Stay tuned for pictures on the back end. Bye-bye.